Hey, Buck the Movie Buff, back here to talk about One Battle After Another, Part 2. Yeah, I could give you the Jackie Brown reference to black exploitation flicks, Latino-Centric exploitation. I said in my last video on this, Part 1, One Battle After Another, that this is like a neo-black exploitation flick, and it is. I thought I coined that term, but I found an article online in 2023 that had already written that. So great minds think alike. I'll still honor, though, this great era we're in with film in the millennium that is a resurgence in the black exploitation or Latino-centric exploitation flicks. And that's what this is. Going back to see the film again, this time I was with my cousin in San Diego, California, and we saw it on an IMAX screen. The only way to see this is Paul Thomas Anderson's most action-packed film I've seen yet. And the sounds, the intensity, it's just better on a screen like that and in the cinema with the right sound system, like, you know, Dolby Atmos and all that. So it made me think about different parts of it, and I was paying more attention to the rhythm of the film, too, as I saw it a second time. Basically watching how it moved forward with the first hour going by approximately. And that's the kind of whole setup to where, spoiler alert, you know, you get 16 years later and you see Willa, you know, doing her martial arts with Sergio Sensei. And I'm now, because of researching more about this film, and as I mentioned in my last One Battle After Another Part 1, that it's based on the book Vineland, written in the 90s about a 1984 story that's Nixonian and anti-fascist. How perfect justice comes out in 2024. Yes. Not unintentional, I think, since Paul Thomas Anderson was working on this film for like 20 years and then pulled the trigger on it this year for it to be out in cinemas. But I'm in chapter 6 approximately of the book, not even halfway through it. And it's really interesting to see the elements cinematically represented that were in the novel, right? Written by Pynchon. And in Vineland, you know, Bob Ferguson's character, which is Zoid Wheeler, is like more of really a bandmate and a musician. And there's references to instruments like ukuleles and songs in the key of G and different songs his band's working on. And, you know, it takes till about like chapter 6 to kind of really look at the flashback, if you will, as it's written with Frenessy Gates' character, who is Perfidia Beverly Hills, and how Willa, who in the book is Perry Wheeler, you know, was just a baby when the mother left her with Zoid Wheeler's character, which is Leonardo DiCaprio's Bob Ferguson's character. One of the things I promised in leading into this part 2 was to talk about Sensei Sergio Benicio Toro's character in the film, which was just amazing. Benicio Toro is a great movie actor, Puerto Rican, so is a Spanish speaker, has now done work with, you know, the best Oscar film, Traffic. That's where I first saw him as an actor, and that won Best Flick for the year by Steven Soderbergh. But he's been in other films, you know, now with Wes Anderson, The Phoenician Scheme, Sicario. He's been in Sin City by Robert Rodriguez, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's just amazing to see the movies that he's gone on to make from when I first saw him on the big screen. But he was perfect for this. One of my favorite characters, and that's almost why I need a part 2. So calm, so collected. And as he puts it in the film, we're about to see some Latino Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad shit, you know, and rightfully so. You know, this story taking place, part of it in a sanctuary city for Latin Americans, principally, when Lockjaw, whose character is Brock Vaughn in the book, is, you know, trying to erase his past of having an interracial relationship and being father of an interracial child, Willa's character, or in the book Prairie Willer, he uses the guise of drug trafficking and ICE, and going in there to hold these cartel related criminals accountable, and really all self-serving to be able to get a hold of his daughter that he's trying to hide, so he could be part of a secret society of almost Masonic like club, where it's pure and all white males and stuff like this, which just makes you want to vomit in the film. My daughter was so irked by that part of the flick, and those characters. And I thought, well, they've done their job. They have done their job if you hate them, right? Like, especially Lockjaw. You just walk away thinking, I can't stand that character. And, you want the worst to happen to him. I won't say if it does or not. You could be the judge of that. What people should live out as their sentence in life for their crimes against humanity versus what they actually get dealt by way of the universe are two things. But Sean Penn, having won Best Actor for Harvey Milk's the movie Milk, and he played Harvey Milk, the first openly gay elected politician in the United States of America. What a performance as Lockjaw. Complete opposite character, and well done. And you just are not rooting for him, and did his job, delivered the role how it should be, if you're feeling the way you felt or how my daughter felt. I don't think it was a coincidence that in the movie you had Tony Goldwyn, played by he played Virgil's character that's also part of this society. That's the actual actor. I kept thinking, who is this, as I was watching the film? And he was in Ghost, with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, another heavy or another bad guy character. And it was so well cast and suited for him to be that person in the movie. You just actually need, with Bob Ferguson's character being wildly erratic and ironically starting the journey to go save Willa, says, okay, stay calm, first thing. And it's far from that all the way through, and every cause and effect outcome that Bob Ferguson has to go through. He's erratic, he's anxiety driven, he's not calm and collected. And Sensei Sergio is, calm and collected, tells him, ocean waves, Bob, ocean waves, saves him twice. And he says it's not every day that you get to save a 75er, a French 75 revolutionary character. Hasta la victoria, hasta que viva la revolución, twice in a day, but he does. And, also, like, not underestimated or overlooked as part of the plot, but, it happens rather quickly, does have a system of underground railroad networks to help the Latinos that are being persecuted in this film, and unjustly, because really Lockjaw's there for a completely self-serving mission, willing to scapegoat all these Latinos in the sanctuary city in the story that's where it's taking place. Keep in mind, chicken licking, the nuggets that even this secret society loves, are going to be in short because of the workers that might be deported or detained, and they say, oh, darn it, I like those nuggets, chicken licking. And so I thought that was hilarious, because in reality, so many times we can cut off our nose to spite our face in humanity, not realizing what the true benefits and rewards and blessings we do receive from our other fellow human beings in the course of our lifetimes, in the course of our economies, the course of the history of our countries. And so this movie is a definite allegory for what's going on, with the current administration that we are living under. And Paul Thomas Anderson artistically and eloquently has adapted this novel into a movie. I haven't finished the novel. I suggest reading it. It's pretty cool. All these characters are in it. It's not exactly like the movie. Obviously, it's an adapted screenplay, but the characters are there. The vibe is there. The accents, that kind of fusion, which is the United States of America, especially in the Southwest. You'll never be able to separate that fusion of Mexico with California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, all the way up to Colorado, I'd say. And even across our country, 2020 census data says that 1 out of 5 North Americans are to be Latino Hispanic, right? And this decade. And this movie is perfectly timed, perfectly needed, and go out and see it. It's just, it's something like I said in the part 1, I believe, but I'll say it again. When you can go see a 3-hour movie and feel like you've just watched something that's under 2 hours, wow. And that was the response from all my family when we saw it. And even a week ago when I saw it in San Diego with my cousin, he came out and he said, whoa, like that movie was fast paced. It kept changing it up. It kept me engaged. One battle after another, folks. Part 2, definite contender for Best Picture this year, if not already the winner of the Academy Award Best Picture. Check it out. Still in cinemas. And if you can, catch it on your IMAX screen or your version of the IMAX. With that said, over and out. That's all, folks.